this building came along. I quit my job, and I said,
well, now we have to do it.
yeah, I said, well, do you think that this will happen? I mean, do you think we could do this? Is it a crazy idea? Because of the process that we do, it takes a lot longer to make it. It's a harder process. And I said, the way we do it, is it crazy? Do you think that we could do it like this? And she said, yeah. And I said, are you sure?
Yeah, it's crazy, but we can do it. Yeah.
So she said, yeah, we can do it. Let's go for it.
Hello.
This is Aaron Lovett, loveitrealtor.com, and I am here with Marty and Janelle of Janartys, or as my mom says, I'm here with the Janartys.
Yes.
Yeah. Please introduce yourselves and tell us about Janartys.
I'm Janelle of Janartys, the front part of it. And we did that because it sounded better, not because I'm more important.
Right. It could be what, Marnell's?
Yeah.
So I'm Marty Janarty, Marty Schiff, and
we're thinking of changing our name legally. Janelle Janarty.
We get mail Marty Janarty all the time. The Janartys.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, we're Janartys, located downtown Smyrna next to Carpe Cafe. That's the place I'll give. And then everyone says, oh yeah, I say Breaking Bread, Carpe Cafe, the roundabout, where people can't drive well, sort of. And then people know. But yeah, we're the homemade ice cream shop right on the square. Cute spot. And I say we, but primarily Marty, mostly Marty right now, making it from scratch on site. It's pretty good. I'm biased, but it's the best I've ever.
Yeah, we're going to have some in just a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I am too, actually. I've got a freezer full.
Yeah. Well, right. Thank you. Yes, I can imagine.
A fine selection of flavors. I was
wondering if you've been sharing that.
I have been sharing, yeah. When I do an order, about a third of that order is my mom and my sister, and then I take the rest, and some have been giveaways, and I've eaten a lot of it. It's just really good.
Thank you. Us too. Yeah, I never get tired of it. It's a problem. Yeah. It's okay.
So have you guys been in the ice cream industry all of your lives, or what's the story? How did Janartys come to be?
The eating industry, yes. Eating ice cream, we've always been big fans. But no, actually, my background, I was going to nursing school when this began. I was going to nursing school, and then Marty can tell you a little bit of his history, but this wasn't something we were going to do. It came out of passion and love, and long story short, wanted to do something together. We knew that. We love food, but we didn't want it to be a restaurant. There's a lot of overhead. It's just kind of a lot to do, a restaurant. So credit to anyone who does that. And we wanted a very specific something that we could focus on, quality versus quantity, do it really well, do one thing really, really well. And then we researched the area. We thought, okay, there's no homemade ice cream around here, especially from scratch. And so we kind of realized the market, that there was a need, especially in Smyrna, for homemade, and anywhere really, but especially that area, and that downtown area is so cute. And so we just kind of talked about it for a long time. We watched Chopped and Shark Tank, and we were inspired. And then the timing was perfect. That building came for lease. We weren't ready, actually. It came for lease. We had talked about the idea, and we said, we've got to do this now. We really weren't ready, actually, but we got ready fast. And we got it together in about 3 months, beginning to end, and we made it happen. And I love it so I wouldn't do anything else in life now. It's just the best. We're not out to get rich, but we just want something successful, happy customers, and something that we love to do every day.
Yeah, so. It's good to see people, make people smile, make people happy. And I was a musician all my life. I retired in 2013 or 14, and then wanted to get into the food industry. So I worked for a couple different grocery store chains in the deli to learn different things about food and procedures. And then this building came along. I quit my job, and I said,
well, now we have to do it.
Yeah, I said, well, do you think that this will happen? I mean, do you think we could do this? Is it a crazy idea? Because of the process that we do, it takes a lot longer to make it. It's a harder process. And I said, the way we do it, is it crazy? Do you think that we could do it like this? And she said, yeah. And I said, are you sure?
Yeah, it's crazy, but we can do it. Yeah.
So she said, yeah, we can do it. Let's go for it. And then then it was right after that, the building came up for lease, and I said, we went and looked at it, said, we'll take it. And I went in the next day, gave him my 30-day notice. Was it 30 days?
Yeah, we went all in. We were completely in. We saw that a lot and heard that a lot in Shark Tank. I know I keep comparing it to that, but that they didn't love when someone wasn't all in, when they had an idea but they still had a job. And yes, you have to do life and pay bills. But
when you quit your job, you have no choice but to make it successful. That it makes you work that much harder because you don't have anything else to a backup plan. And so we put everything we could into it, and said, I sold my first car that I ever bought when I was 14 years old.
That's love.
And so I said, we're definitely going to do something now.
Yeah.
So,
and I'd like to share this. I don't know if it's too personal financially, but I'm proud of the fact that we put everything we had into it. Savings wise, we didn't take loans. And so that puts us in a better position with what's going on currently, because we're in a good financial position with the business. And it also makes you more invested because now you've put what you have into this. So also another reason to make it successful, make it the best it can be, which probably getting off on a tangent, but Marty has made it the best it can be. I don't know anyone who geeks out about researching, making something the best like he does, whether it's guitars or ice cream. That's his two things, but it's the most incredible process. I mean, he just researched how to make it the best. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it, and the end result's
so
worth
I researched how to make it the best, and then I changed it.
Well, that's true. Did you change it?
Then I said, I'll do it my own way. And so I kind of did use different ways people did things and kind of put them all together, and then realized it really wasn't as good as what it could be. So I changed it and did a lot of experimenting. We had freezers full of ice cream too for a long time, and finally came up with something and had other people test it, try it. And the very first people that tried it said they didn't really love it. Mm-hmm. And I said, oh, man, it's heartbreaking. So I was like, well, okay, I have to make it better. And so then I redid it and had a quota, and they go, that's what we were looking for. This is going to be good. So, so here we are, a year and a half later.
Yeah, I've now been open over a year. It was a year, September 8th last year, which was
first year look like?
It was great. It was a great response, and that was with little to no advertising, because we decided we would rely on word of mouth, which takes longer, and really not put much into advertising if we could help it. Put the money elsewhere into our product to make the quality great, and so we just didn't do a lot of advertising, and so that takes longer to spread or to get around, but it did. And our first winter was slower, but then the growth we've seen now that we can compare just in this first year is amazing. The growth is unbelievable, and it speaks for itself. Well, the feedback does, but the growth's been really wonderful.
We're at a steady growth. I'm a geek about that too, and I look at every night when I come home from the shop. I look at numbers and look at what we can do to make it better, what we can do sales-wise, what we can do product-wise, what the trends are, and saw a steady climb up until and it was really the winter's a little bit slower, but not like at a standstill. But then it was a steady climb up until, when was it, the middle of March?
When this happened, of course. And keeping the pints going has helped, though. It not only helps keep you in people's minds, of course, but it actually has helped us maintain from last year. No growth because we're just not open to full capacity, but it's helped doing what we've done.
So keeping the pints, let's rewind for a second and talk about what's happened since this coronavirus business and how Janartys has responded in order to really stay in business and to stay a part of that Front Street community, that Smyrna restaurant community that is trying to grow and thrive in the midst of all of this.
Yeah.
Well, we went for about a week until they did the total lockdown. Like, you need to shut your restaurant, and then we didn't have any more inside seating. So we thought, well, we've got to keep us out there, keep everybody familiar with us, and keep everybody happy. Still love to see those smiling faces and have conversation with people, which I really miss having in the shop right now. Mm-hmm. But we decided to do special order pints. So every Monday night we put 4 or 5 flavors, and then we put it up on Facebook and Instagram. People message us with the flavors, the quantity that they want, and then I make it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then they come pick it up on Saturday.
And it's safe because it's the curbside, and we schedule it 10-minute increments, which in a perfect world it doesn't work perfectly, but it keeps it spaced kind of. That way, it keeps it spaced, and then Marty brings it to the car, so it's minimal contact. That when we first made the decision, we actually did it the night before the governor made that mandate, and we wanted to be ahead of the curve, so people really saw that we were trying to be considerate. Even though that's a hard business decision to say, okay, we're going to stop. At that point, we weren't sure if we would do the pints, but anyway, yeah, we made that decision the day before to say we need to close our business down. You need to do what's best for the community at that point. We didn't know what our business neighbor was going to do, and we ended up timing it somehow. Carpe did the same day as us, so we coordinated that without coordinating it. But but the pints it's been really nice though to see the support with that and excitement that people get when we put the flavors up every Monday. And that's been great.
And that's what I tell everybody that's not from here, from Smyrna, is about the love that Smyrna has in that small town feel. I grew up in a small town of 150 people, and
that's a village.
It's probably less than that now, but it's a really small town. Everybody supported everybody and wanted everybody to succeed, and that's how I feel about Smyrna. Everybody is really supportive, loving. They're like our family. We feel like when people walk through the door now, we don't have just customers. We have family members walking into our house. And
we see them in Publix. It's so fun because they'll just come over like they are family.
They go, hey, Mr. Janarty.
Yeah. Mr. and Mrs. Janarty. That's what the Carpe kids call us.
Oh.
Hey, Mrs. Yeah, it's cute.
That's great.
But it's a great town. We couldn't be in a better place. We knew that though. When we opened the business, we looked at Sam Ridley. We looked at other places that have more foot traffic and seemingly better, but they're not, I don't think. Their location's so quaint and perfect, people will find you, and they prefer it. It's not oversaturated, and it gives, I don't think we get that same feel, that closeness on Sam Ridley. Even though you're in Smyrna still, it's not the same feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Front Street's got a very cool little vibe about it, and it's more relaxed, it's more homey. It does. It's a good feel. I cannot imagine Janartys in a location like on Sam Ridley, like where the Krispy Kreme is, for example, or something.
No.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Front Street's where you need to be. I like it.
Yeah. It was meant to be. Timing was perfect, and it was meant to be.
We've even had people ask us, like, are you ever thinking about moving? Like moving to a more populated area like Murfreesboro or Brentwood or somewhere like that, and we're like, no, we love it here. I mean, people will come to us. Hopefully people will come to us. It's kind of like the Field of Dreams. I tell people, you build it, they will come. And because we have places that we like that we'll drive to, just because. So the population thing, I actually prefer being there. It's gorgeous at night when you're sitting out front, and it's just that quiet feel, except for when the train comes by. The train is really loud.
The train is why there's not more outdoor seating on Front Street.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but it is what it is. It's all right. So, okay, so what's happening next? Because the state is going to be opening up and entering that phase 1, and then whatever happens. But what's next for Janartys?
We also want to be a little behind and considerate. So we could have opened today at half capacity. We chose not to. We want to do it slowly and kind of let other places open, almost give space for other places to open a little bit, but do the pints for 2 more weeks. We're going to do it this week. I have the calendar, so I can say we're going to do it this week and next week. And then the week of the 13th, Monday, we're going to use that week to kind of restock, since we make it from scratch. Prep, restock, and get ready. And then our opening is going to be the 15th, but we're not going to just kind of dive in. So May 15th will be takeout every day, though. Every day, whatever you want, come in and take it to go. We're going to wear masks and gloves as employees and owners, and try to space it with tape on the floor, keep the spacing. force the spacing really to encourage it strongly. And then for about a week, do the takeout and just really play it by ear. Don't make any decisions beyond that. Aside from knowing we'll still be open to do takeout, but as far as 50% capacity and letting people sit in, just see how the next 3 weeks go in our community and in our town, and what happens, and go from there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
As a business owner, you've had some great employees that have been working with you. I know you all are very oriented towards training with awesome customer service. And what is it like to be in the situation where, I don't know, I haven't asked you this, but where, what are you going to do about employees? Are they going to be coming back, or the faces that we've seen, are we going to be seeing new faces in the future? How does that work?
All the girls that work for us now, all of our employees are coming back. They'll work various shifts just like they would before, because we have we have shakes now. We have the award-winning shakes. We have the waffle cones. I make ice cream all day, and then they have scoops, and so everybody has their own job. And so we've really been successful with our shakes, that we almost need one person just to make shakes, one person just to make waffle cones, one person to scoop, so we've got a full house, and we're all going to keep those there. Even if we just do the takeout thing and don't have seating, we clean like we're clean fanatics, and you're not going to see a bit cleaner place probably, especially with this one.
It's it's a problem, but it could be a worse problem.
I've never seen a cleaner restaurant.
Yeah.
So, and this one's coming back to work a little bit.
Finally, I haven't worked since Isla Belle was born, but the daycare call, I spoke to the daycare today, and as a mom, it makes my heart sad, that I'm excited. So there's an opening for her. So I'll get to come back and be more involved, which is great. But all of our girls have been so wonderful throughout this period. We are grateful to say that none of them rely on our income to live, thank God. They live, they're young girls, and so high school, college. So that made our hearts feel a lot lighter in this situation, because they weren't dependent. That income wasn't the reason they weren't paying a bill. We're able to still give them some work throughout this period to help clean, and so they've been getting an income still. But I am grateful for that our staff aren't single, aren't moms or dads or whatever trying to pay bills and stuff. So it's been good.
We still clean the store or the shop even though we're not open.
Even when it's closed.
She hires people to clean the shop and we're closed. That's how clean it is.
Yeah. Aww.
Well, you've got a baby that's making a little noise there. Is that Isla Belle?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's vocal. She'll be a singer, I think.
Oh, there you go. I've got one of mine is a singer. And has always been really musical. And you turn the music on, she's also a dancer.
Oh yeah.
Funny, that's Sonia. So that really sounds exciting to know that I completely respect the decision to be behind the phases as they open up. I think that makes a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. Very respectful of just the caution that people have, but it's exciting to know that there's more ice cream in the future.
Yeah.
New flavors. Marty's been working on a couple new flavors too. I'm excited about the Thai tea ice cream, and inspired by his daughter who loves Thai tea. And what's your other one? Buttermint, which I thought would be disgusting, but honestly, amazing. It's incredible. It really is. It's really good. I didn't know what a buttermint was. I'm sorry.
I had to go buy her some buttermints to see what it tastes like.
They're really good.
And we do hope, we kind of, no matter what happens in the economy or in the world, viruses or whatever, we always try to keep going and striving forward and think of the next step or 2 steps ahead, what we're going to do. And one of the things we have, hopefully we'll get done in the next, before summer, I don't know when it's going to happen, but we're thinking about getting a truck. So to be able to take it to people, different festivals, fairs, hopefully neighborhoods, that kind of thing.
In addition, of course, to the brick and mortar, and it wouldn't take away from it, because he'd make it and I could take it out, or one of our girls. But yeah, just to be able to be mobile in these situations, unfortunately didn't happen for this particular, but to be able to take it out would be great to events. We're excited.
Oh, that's very cool. I will have you at an open house or something, right?
That's
perfect,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a great idea. That's fantastic. Wow. Okay. So we talked about what was before. We talked about what's coming up. Let me ask you guys: do you have anything that you particularly need from the community?
I don't think so. I think the community is very good to us.
Yeah. Just to continue sharing. They're so kind when people do that. Sharing on the hip Smyrnas. Thank you for that, because that's telling. That's very personal. And when I read something on hip Smyrna, I pay attention to that more than a Facebook feed, because that's my town. Those are my people. They're going to tell me what they really think. And so thank you for people who write on there and keep sharing. That's so nice, because then it might reach a feed. Even 2 towns over, a friend of theirs might live in Brentwood and have never heard of us. Or so if the town and people can just keep sharing, that's the biggest support. Keep telling people about us.
Because there's a Nextdoor. Are you familiar with Nextdoor? That's a good neighborhood site. I hear they've been sharing us on there. But yeah, just sharing. That's pressure washing the front concrete. If anybody wants to do that.
Okay. Fair enough. So a few quick questions. Guys, where do you like to hang out in this Rutherford County area?
Oh, we don't get out much.
You know that I'm at the shop most of the time, right?
You are.
I like to hang out like at 111 Front Street. Yeah. It's like
the Carpet Cafe, honestly, it's such a cozy spot. I can't talk about them enough, not just because they're our neighbors. I love their coffee so much, but that's such a cool place. And I miss Raylene, her smiley face. That's our hangout. It's right there. Also convenient. But gosh, I can't even.
Kinfolk Barbecue.
Oh yeah, Kinfolk. Yeah.
Amazing. We just had
Jose's
Kitchen tonight. Last night we had Curry House.
Yeah.
We do cook. I swear we cook. We've just been trying to support people too.
Yeah.
We do good. I think we're all doing that. We're all saying, okay, what are the locals I can support, and I'm going to do that.
There's a new place that we just found out about recently that's I'm not sure where it is. Is it over by Gill's Hardware Azteca or
the bakery?
The bakery.
We've never been.
Yeah, we really want to try that one out.
I interviewed Fidel Bello. Is the owner of Azteca Bakery. He's on one of these videos.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the best tamales in town. If you like tamales, the best tamales in town, period.
Okay.
Good stuff. Yeah. So, what are you reading these days?
Oh, so I'm getting back into reading because, well, when I can find time with the babies, you think you have all the time in the world. But so I'm reading a book called, my brain is fried. What's it called, Marty? Do you remember?
I don't know.
Is that awful? Oh gosh, Okay, I'm gonna have to go look it up. My memory's bad, but I have read 3 books, and I do jump just to the New York Times bestsellers because then I think, well, they've got to be good, right? I should just kind of grab a book, just any book. But Marty reads serial number guitar books.
I study. I get geeky. Like when she said, I get geeky about everything I do. I read. Serial numbers. I memorize serial numbers to memorize Fender guitars. So basically, because that's what I did for a long time, and I still do it, is buy and sell vintage instruments, and I have a collection that I have. And so when you go and you spend an X amount of money on a guitar, you want to make sure it hasn't been repainted. It hasn't been. So you got to look at the authenticity of the thing and make sure that everything's right on it. And so I really spent a lot of time reading those kind of things. And it's not nerdy. And I like to read like real life stuff that happened, but I don't really get to read very much.
I like murder mysteries. So it's called Where the Crawdads Sing. That's a good one. And then
sounds interesting.
This one's a murder mystery.
Hold Me
Like a Breath.
It's a good one. They're gruesome a little bit, but
So what? What are you reading?
He always says that he can't tell me. Marty always says he can't tell me every recipe. He has to hold back one. It's his life insurance.
To hold back some ingredients of the recipe. She keeps telling me, you need to write this stuff down. I go, I've got it right here. Can't kill me.
Until you get hit by a bus, and then what?
Right.
Come on, man.
I might have them written down somewhere. I'm just not telling.
I want I want that Carpe Grog ice cream recipe. That's all. Now, although I watch you do that stuff in the shop, and you've got, you're stirring. It's a science. I can tell. There's only one guy that can make that stuff.
See, we're adding new things all the time. We've bought more equipment. We've got 4 things going now at a time.
He needs 2 extra hands.
Yeah.
4, yeah.
I need to develop the thing with the little, the stick off me, like the one,
2 hands, 4 pots. Sure.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Do you guys, one of my questions that I've been asking people is if you have any hidden talents that we don't know about.
Not everyone knows what he does, and you should be proud of it. But
I do.
Did? You still do. Acoustic guitar player. I know that he just talked about that, but the fact that he played and played professionally for a long time. I don't know. Do I have any hidden talents? They're really hidden.
She sings.
Really?
She sings. You want to break into something?
No, thank you. I don't think anyone would appreciate that.
She can sing, but usually people say sing and dance.
Oh, no, not the dance part.
Not so much.
No.
Singing, yes. Dancing, no.
Thanks, honey.
Okay.
I can't dance either.
We're a little uncoordinated.
If you could have a special talent, what would it be?
To dance. Like, I don't have 2 left feet and I don't fall over myself. I'd like to be able to dance.
To stir 6 pots at the same time.
That'd be quite the special talent.
Oh, there you go. There you go. All right, last question. What is the best piece of advice that you've ever received?
Oh, Lord.
Probably something from your mom, I bet, for you. My grandpa always said, do something you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
Do you believe that?
No. But it helps. It's still work. But we love what we do, and we almost feel it's almost silly when we stand in the shop and think, it's a lot of work still, but we get to do this. We made it happen. So not to put that lightly, like it just came to us. But no, it's still work, but it's a different feeling. It is to work for yourself and something you love.
It's a work that,
great.
like, what I did before, the most recent job is like the deli worker, okay? I'd work for 8 hours. And you're frying chicken, you're slicing meat, you're making sandwiches, you're whatever it takes, washing dishes, things for 8 hours. I can work for 14 hours in our shop and it doesn't seem like it's 14 hours. But I could not, I don't know if I could work 14 hours in a deli like at that. It just seems like it's not work. So I think he's right. I think if you love doing your job, it's not work. I didn't work most of my life.
What's the best advice?
Oh God, I don't know.
His mom, there's a lot of Jeanisms. Her name's Jean, and she was very direct, very straightforward, told you how it was. So you got a lot of advice from her. I don't know if all of it was good, but
I might ought to write that down. It could be. That's a whole nother thing. That's another session.
Okay.
Part 2.
All right, we'll save that for part 2. Maybe part 2 when we've got people in the shop again and things are a little bit more normal.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. It was hard enough to get you on this interview. I know how busy you are. So
And we're gonna bug you now. We're gonna bug you to death because we're gonna be I'm gonna be ringing you up on this thing, going, "Oh, yeah." And my mom, that's one of my mom's things. The Siri, on the iPhones and stuff. She'd go, "Ask that lady. Ask that lady. She knows."
Daryl, ask that lady.
Yeah.
She thought she knew everything, though. Weird, like what you had for breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Like,
She didn't.
like Siri
That's
was.
not, my mom didn't know that. That's what she thought Siri knew.
That's what she thought.
Yeah.
That's what she thought. Siri knew everything.
Amazing. Wow.
Mm.
I'm glad Siri's not quite so omniscient.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Is there anything else that you want the good folks of YouTube or Facebook to know?
It's on YouTube? No.
Yeah, I'm going to put it on YouTube and Facebook and on my website.
That's awesome. Yeah, when we come in and try our new flavors, I might have another 1 or 2 that I haven't told you about that I'm going to do. But, and that we can't wait to have conversation again in the shop, see everybody's smiling faces, and
And we're going to do some giveaways too for when we reopen. Give away some of our t-shirts, and we'll post about it. But also with the sharing, encourage, if people don't mind, to share. In return, we'll do some rewards with some of our merchandise. We're going to give some away.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're good looking.
Oh, there you go. Hey, that looks great. Do they come in onesie sizes?
Oh, we need to get some. We don't have them yet. We need to get some. Oh, wait.
Like I should wear it?
Oh, please. No feety pajama sizes.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to connect with you too on, if we did, it seems like forever ago, it wasn't that long ago when we did the ice cream day for the Smyrna Police Department.
Mm-hmm.
That was great.
Well, I'd like to do something like that again. So we need to connect and find a group. I don't know what the group will be, but maybe our healthcare workers this time around.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
That would be. How's your wife? Speaking of.
Well, still on maternity leave.
Yeah. Good.
And she's fine. She's fine. She's been in quarantines for 2 months now because of that. It seems like.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting through this the way that everybody else is. We're adapting our circumstances. We're getting used to. She's getting used to me working here in the living room, and yeah. And we had a nice family walk this morning. That was fun. The girls on their Anya on her little bicycle, and Debbie was carrying Maya with her, and I had Sonia by the hand, and we just are doing our thing, waiting for things to open up because we haven't had the grandparents around, and that's the challenge, right?
Yeah.
Do you cook?
Well, I used to cook. Then I got married.
What's the last thing you cooked?
Wow. Busted. Oh my God. When was the last thing I cooked? It was last week. Probably something lame like scrambled eggs.
You can make scrambled eggs taste really good.
I've got some skills, but I don't have the time. What happened was when we got married, Debbie wanted to cook, and I was lazy enough to let her.
Yeah,
I can argue that.
Yeah, we talked earlier about that's what I started out doing was cooking, right?
Yeah, great.
And cooking, and wanted to go into the restaurant business, which we may at some point do that also. But we want to do the ice cream thing and specialize in one thing. And make that an ice cream shop, sweet shop, not an ice cream shop, soup shop, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
his specialty is going to have to be cloning if he wants to open a food shop.
Yeah, well, that's you do a unique thing, and it has its pros and its cons.
Realtor question. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but we're about to use a local lady, support her, and get some really expensive curtains made. Can we make sure those come with us?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Good.
But that needs to be specified in the contract. The contract that the Tennessee realtors use says that anything that's attached to the real estate, including draperies, stays with the real estate. So if you don't specify it from the outset, then they technically would have to stay with the house.
Mm-hmm.
What happens is people specify it, but then when the photographer comes in and takes pictures, the drapes are in the pictures, and a buyer says, "No, I wanted those. When I saw the house, when you showed the house, you had the drapes. They fit, they match. I want them." So the best thing to do, if you love your drapes, is before the pictures are taken, before the photographer comes in, before you have any showings, take them down, put them in a box. You're going to be moving anyway, so then it's not it's not a big deal. We'll put up.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. Put some cheap ones up or something. Not cheap, but not really expensive ones. Yeah.
Not the ones that you had made from your grandmother's wedding dress.
Right.
Whatever. Yeah. Drapes are a deal. Thank you for asking. Any other real estate questions while I got you?
Oh.
Okay. Hey, would you mind telling us what the flavors for this week are? that we can order now. Okay.
Absolutely. Roy's peanut butter, lemon, strawberry cream, and butter pecan.
Okay, very good. And we can order the waffle cones and waffle bowls.
Yes, and those are made fresh Saturday morning. So they're made the morning you pick them up. The ice cream, of course, is made just before too. But yeah, waffle cones, waffle bowls, the ice cream, and paint your own cookies, which is just one big cookie, but it has, you can paint it. I think you've done them with your kids. They're fun.
Yeah, good
We have
stuff.
a couple left too.
And we don't know what our next week flavors are yet.
No.
Open for suggestions because that'll be the last week. So yeah, we're open. If there's something you really love.
What do you want?
Coffee. I want the coffee.
Coffee, ice cream,
And spiced chocolate.
spiced chocolate.
Got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, coffee and spiced chocolate.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. She volunteers for me.
Well, that's good stuff. That's real good.
Oh.
And that blueberry lavender is amazing too.
Oh, baby, come here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, are we gonna have a guest appearance?
I think she's going to get the baby.
Okay. Mine was doing the same thing not too long ago. It's all right. It's part of the deal.
Oh, she's going to come in for a second.
Say hi. She's hungry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Say hi to her.
Oh, there's Annabelle.
Oh.
Oh, it's so good.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.